Hi guys, my name is Jay Cunningham and I will tell you my experience getting filler for the first time. I've always had like bags under my eyes. Like I won't even call it bags, it's just like more like lines here. You can still kind of see it actually. But I became like more self-conscious over like a period of time. So I was like, maybe I should just get that filled. I'm in Philadelphia. I went to Dr. Tina Ho's office to get it filled. So overall, I would say that my experience was a very positive one. And I will say that it has partly to do with the fact that I went to a plastic surgeon instead of just like someone who may just have a certificate in giving filler or even a registered nurse. So as you can see, you can still kind of see like the filler didn't like cover everything, and that is what I asked for. I do feel like it did make a difference, so that's, a good thing. So the cons that I found were that like it was like kind of expensive, and they don't tell you right off the bat like how much the filler is going to be unless you're like going on Groupon. It was what I was thinking about doing, was just like getting it from Groupon because it tells you the price right away and you're getting a deal. But I am glad that I went to a actual plastic surgeon to do it because especially the first day, I felt like the results were really nice. I felt like she was able to enhance my features. I just feel like I felt more confident knowing that she isn't just a registered nurse, but she specializes in cosmetic surgery. But one of the biggest cons was the price. When I came in, I had talked to the receptionist over the phone and she said it would be maybe $800, $700, depending on like the day of the month or something like that. So when I had come in, I was like, okay, so I'm only gonna pay like maybe $800 or $700 if I'm lucky. But when I got in there, the filler under my eyes, she said needed to be supported by filler on the upper cheek. And I'm not sure if that is really necessary, but I decided to go ahead and do it anyways. She's an expert and I did want to feel like good coming out of like the facility, right? The price depends sometimes on the amount of filler used or the number of areas that the filler will be injected in. And for her practice, it was the amount of areas. So upper cheek and filler under the eye meant like double the price. And it was $900 instead of $800 or $700. So altogether it was $1,800, which is a lot. It is a lot, especially since like right now, like I feel like it didn't like completely smooth out, and I will show like before pictures of how it used to look. When she first put it in, it was a lot more prominent than how it is now, and I thought that's how I was going to look. So when you get the filler first put in, that is not how you're going to look for the next 6 months that you have that filler. She did dilute it with water because I did ask for it to be like kind of subtle. Like I didn't want it to completely change my face, so that is a factor. Maybe it was the fact that it was diluted with water. After the first day, my face got super swollen, and that made me nervous too. I was like, is this how it's gonna look? Also, another thing is that I think like the filler did move. I've heard of this where filler can migrate, but I thought that was like something that happens over time. Also, the amount of filler might have an effect on migration or how many times you've done filler. But I actually felt like it kind of migrated like almost the day of. Like I felt like the filler, when she first put it in, was like up here, and now it's like more down here, and the filler that goes underneath the eye seems like, I don't know, like I feel like I can see like this line here, which is not, that wasn't the case when I first got it in. I think it did migrate like a little bit. There's a brownout, so yeah, the lights are off. But I also want to add that filler can be moved. That's another thing. Like it was pretty like lumpy here, but you can like smooth it out with your finger, so that's also a caveat. It's a little, I guess, scary that like you can like move it like on your own if you want to. But overall, like it didn't like completely migrate. I'm not even sure if it did migrate. It might have just been like the swelling. But after like the 4th day, the plumpness of the filler went completely down. Now it's almost like, before I could feel like where the filler was, but now it's like so light that it's almost like it's not there. And like for the price, $1,800, I did want it to be a little bit more prominent, even though I did ask for it to be subtle. The letdown is like when you first get it, it's just not how you're gonna look. Like I feel like it's been like a week and I still feel like it's going down to the point where like I do see bags under my eyes, especially on this side, right? But I mean, I did ask for that, so I don't really know like if that's my fault. Knowing now that the swelling would go down so much, that the way that you looked the first day is just not how you're gonna look after that, is something to take into account. Overall, like I'm not unhappy that I got it. I actually did feel like it enhanced the way that I looked, and I think it partly has to do with the fact that like I went to a plastic surgeon. Like I would rather pay extra and then go to like a professional in cosmetic alterations than go to like a registered nurse who, you know, got a like a certificate in like Botox and filler, and they don't really know like maybe the structure of the face or like factors that have to do with like how you're gonna look at the end of the process. But it did make a big difference in the bags under eyes, and I did like the filler on the upper cheek, so I'm glad that I like went for that. So I'm not unhappy with having gone and gotten filler. It's better to look similar but better than to look, you know, botched or whatever. So that was my experience. I do think it's a little expensive for the amount that they put in for the change in my overall appearance. $1,800 is very expensive. If you have any questions, please leave it down in the comments. I will answer them. So yeah, that was my experience and hope this was helpful. Thank you. Bye.